Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the game bastard, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
And I'm Austin.
Today we are returning to Middle Earth.
Hurrah!
I built a time machine
Huzzah!
that also pierces the dimensions. Which, no, we're playing the One Ring RPG.
Just in time for the holidays.
We have played it previously.
Yeah, we played it. It's been almost a couple years ago now. And those episodes can be found on episode 39, 40, 41, 42. Then we took a break to have a Star War. And then went back to it, episodes 44, 45, 46, and 47.
Yeah, we had a couple of little adventures there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 arcs.
It's a damn fine game. We really enjoyed it. I'm excited to get back to it.
Yeah.
Because tonight we're not playing just the One Ring. We're playing the Moria expansion.
Yeah, they're going to be delving into Moria. Moria through the doors of Durin.
We discussed this at length at the end of the last adventure, but I've never seen a game so thoroughly try to integrate the thematic elements of an IP into its game mechanics, including everything from hope and shadow all the way down to how the skills kind of feed into each other and feed into the character. It's just super interesting how they managed to make it actually very Tolkien-esque.
Well, and one, the book is beautiful. It's littered with quotes from the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's also gigantic,
It is monstrous.
as is the expansion.
I mean, it's true. You can definitely see they skewed very Tolkien heavy because they spell armor with a U.
It is funny, though. There are those slight spelling differentiations between American English and British English. You would have thought we would just spell armor the same. It's not like that word was invented in 1913.
Sure. Many people don't know this, but George R.R. Martin's eureka moment for coming up with Game of Thrones was when he thought, what if Sir was spelled with an E?
And in England, they spell George R. Martin, George R.R.U.R. Martin.
And it's very appropriate that we're coming back to the One Ring around this time of year. I don't know what the connection is between Lord of the Rings and this time of year and the holiday season, things like that. I know in several areas it's kind of a Boxing Day tradition to watch Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure why.
Didn't they release them on Christmas?
A lot of them released around Christmas, yeah, but it's just always been one of those things that I identify with this time of year. And then, I was watching something on YouTube where these guys from Australia were talking about it being a Boxing Day tradition to watch Lord of the Rings movies. I don't know if that's official or if it's just something
That
they do.
is Australian law. It's, yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think they're attracted to the torment.
The torment depicted in the story or the torment of watching all the extended editions one after the other?
Well, I've seen people in Australia.
Australia is covered up in shelobs.
Oh, yeah.
That's why nobody lives in the outback.
It's the national fruit.
Shelobs from coast to coast.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're playing One Ring.
Yeah, so there are 3 specific game phases in the One Ring RPG. They're,
Puberty.
yep, that's the first one.
Goth.
There's the journey, which is where you're setting out on your journey to go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Then there's the adventure itself, which usually takes place at the end of the journey when you've gotten to wherever it is you're going. But then there's the fellowship phase, which is essentially a downtime phase, rest and recovery after the journey and the adventure. So to put it in the context of the books, in Fellowship of the Ring, the journey would have been the hobbits leaving the Shire and meeting Aragorn at the Prancing Pony.
Going through Weathertop and...
Yeah, and I think the adventure kicks in probably at Weathertop.
Sure.
Yeah. And that is the adventure, to escape the ring wraiths.
Sure.
And then the fellowship phase would be in Rivendell, right? And that'd be like the first arc if you were playing Lord of the Rings as an RPG, which you should not do. You should not try to use this game to emulate the movies. That is a path lined with peril.
I tried to adapt this to Percy Jackson.
Yeah? How'd it go?
Well, I'm playing with you guys now.
When are we going to do the Golden Compass RPG?
Yeah.
So the Yule phase is a special fellowship phase that takes place in the winter. The game kind of assumes you'll play like a couple of adventures in each year, so to speak, of your campaign. Yule's the winter. Obviously, in a medieval society in winter, even the bad guys don't do a lot because winter sucks. And you have a longer, more extended downtime. And it's called Yule, so we're doing it at Christmas.
Very fitting.
Yeah, and our previous game ended at the end of an adventure, so it makes sense that we would go into a fellowship phase.
Yeah, we did one fellowship phase in between the 2 adventures we've done, so we haven't done one after the last adventure, the Lost Ring of Thrain adventure.
Yeah. So the fellowship phase has a basic structure of 4 main components. The first is to set the duration. Since we're doing Yule, we know the duration. It's winter, so it's approximately like 6 weeks or something. The other part is choose your destination. 3 is perform updates, and 4 is choose your undertaking. So in our last adventure, you guys had completed your journey, finished your adventure, and you were in the Misty Mountains, right?
Yes, we had retrieved the Ring of Durin inside the Dragon's Mouth cave.
And we killed a vampire.
Yeah.
Vampires are in the Tolkien mythology.
I don't know if we killed him, but we ran him off, gave him a woofer.
He was defeated.
Okay.
So I'm sure you'll never have to worry about that in PC again.
We will have to worry about the Frankenstein that stalked us all the way there.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, you might want to go back and listen to those other ones.
Yeah, this is not going to make a lot of sense otherwise.
Oh, my God.
So essentially, at the end of your adventure, you have to choose a destination for where your fellowship phase, in this case, Yule, is going to take place.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are in Eriador, which is the default setting of the One Ring RPG. You know, there's some obvious places where you could spend the winter, right? Rivendell, Bree, the Shire, something like Saruman's Tower is probably too far away. The Elves of Linden are probably a little too far away.
Oh, that's the reason we shouldn't go to Saruman's Tower.
Well, right now he's still a good guy.
I know, but
Yeah.
that still seems like a very. It seems like us driving by and being like, "Hey guys, do you think we should do Christmas at the mayor's mansion?"
You can have Saruman as a patron in the One Ring.
Interesting.
So, where do you think your characters would want to spend their winter?
Warmington.
Warmington?
Yes. No, I mean, we live in Kentucky. Is Eulenburg County available?
Eulenburg. No, there was a fire. It burned down.
Sounds warm.
A bourbon distillery exploded.
Well, I would imagine with its proximity to the Shire, Bree and the Prancing Pony. I mean, that's kind of been our center of operations up to this point. I can see having our fellowship phase kind of take place there. I mean, we know there's drinks.
Sure.
Yeah, and my character left a bunch of traps behind, so we're safe.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I don't think Zip would be allowed into Rivendell.
Well, should we introduce our characters?
We probably should do that.
Hey.
That's true.
Since I just mentioned his name, Austin, do you want to introduce your character?
Well, I'm Zip Farin, the
God
dwarf.
Damn it.
He's back.
He is back. Time for Zip. He's an adventuring dwarf with a love for violence and his decent mule, Kenny, and no one else.
So, as is tradition in this podcast, which started with the One Ring, what's wrong with Kenny again?
Well, he's fine.
Oh, doesn't he have some kind of disease or something?
I don't think Kenny actually has one. That gag started here, and
Oh.
it just came from the fact that the book specified that our mounts were, one is a decent mule. Todd, you were given what is it, a sick horse?
Yes.
And so we just came up with what he had.
Well, we have to give Kenny something.
I mean, he's probably gotten something by this point. We've been lots of places.
I mean, he's a decent horse, so he's not fucked up.
He's a mule, thank you.
Oh, mule. I'm sorry. What if he's just farsighted?
That is very, very antithetical to what a mule needs to do. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Okay.
What about reverse ambidexterity?
He can't use anything.
Any of them.
No, neither.
So this mule has contracted farsightedness from having to try and spot his tiny rider for so long.
That's what it is.
Yep.
It's a common grievance among derby ponies.
All right, and is that all you have to say about Zip?
Well, let's see. I've got 8 shadow.
Yeah,
Zip went a little buck wild.
Yeah.
sure.
Shadow is an important part of this. It's essentially picture Frodo slowly going mad because of the ring.
Or
Yeah.
Boromir kind of slowly growing more and more greedy for the ring.
Yeah, better example.
It's the influence of Sauron and ultimately Morgoth
Just darkness. Yeah.
on the world.
And so as you commit acts, you may or may not gain shadow, or you may gain shadow from things that happen to you. For example, the first time around, the guys are absolutely right. Zip just ran face first into the darkness. I took a bunch of cursed treasure. I mutilated a bunch of dead bodies. See, the aforementioned episodes. The second time around, I got bit by a vampire a fuck ton of times and just gained shadow from it.
Yeah, but what'd you do to him?
Well, we murdered him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was just minding his own business trying to murder you.
Was he? Which one of us is carrying the ring, by the way?
That is a great question. Which one of you is carrying the Ring of Durin? One of the 7 rings of the dwarves.
I would imagine the dwarf insisted upon it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Let's just go ahead and take a point of shadow for that. just jot that down on there.
Okay. All right. So then, that's Zip.
I mean, it is one of the cursed rings.
Yeah.
Corey?
I'm playing the elf, Ezel Hen. He has elf-like qualities.
Most elves do.
Elf-like ambitions. But let us get to the horse. He has a horse named Stuart. He has tetanus. And basically how these characters, we have 3 main stats: strength, heart, and wits. And then underneath those, we have a subset of skills.
Yeah, that's well put. All the skills that we have branch out of those 3 main attributes.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. It's kind of similar to like how like the WEG Star Wars games work and
G.I. Joe.
Like the Essence D20 games.
Yeah, because the basic roll for an action is for you to roll a D12 that is your feat and then add whatever your skill points are in the form of that number of D6s.
Yep. Ezel's obviously an elf. He's good with a bow. He's got a great spear, a great bow. He does not have much shadow. And there's a way, we're getting ready to go into the fellowship phase. There's a way for us to remove some shadow in this, but I think we're going to get to that pretty swiftly.
Yeah, fellowship is a general recovery phase, so you do things like rebuild your hope and reduce shadow, etc.
Yep.
Todd?
My name is Bungo Took Took of the Double Tooks. Don't care for the single tooks.
Took squared.
I'm an hobbit. Yeah, very eager, very merry. I enjoy rhymes of lore. Wrote one for just this occasion.
Oh, God.
Bungo, Ezel, and Zip, the Fellowship of Friends' last adventure was a magical wreckfest. Yule has come. The year at an end. Think I'll celebrate with a 4th, perhaps a 5th breakfast.
I don't know what's in 3rd or 4th breakfast, but I'm down.
His calling is scholar. He plays a recorder.
He's a fan of riddles.
He likes riddles.
Yeah, riddles a skill on here as his song. There's a lot of Lord of the Ringsy ass shit.
He's got a grievous short spear and a short sword because he's a short fella.
It's grievous because 4 more swords come
Pop
out.
out.
Yeah.
Well, all hobbits have that.
General Gandalf. Me horse Colby, who has asthma.
Yep.
That's what you want in a horse.
Especially for those high altitude treks in the mountains.
Just the inability to run at all. Not something anybody would ever use a horse for.
Sure. I only have 1 shadow at the present time.
All right. So you have a table at the end of the prancing pony. The dirt from your journey has yet to be washed from your clothes or your brow.
Oh, so we just got back.
You just got back. The first cold winds were blowing in on your backs as you approached Bree, but the suds are settling on your beers. Hot plates of food are shoveled in front of you, and it's time to take the first step of Yule in the fellowship phase, which is perform updates.
Okay.
The players may now spend their accumulated experience points to improve skills and combat proficiencies, and to acquire new valor or wisdom ranks. So we'll do this off air, and we'll be right back.
All right.
And we're back.
Thank you.
Took a while.
Who would like to discuss how they advanced their character?
I'll go, Kyle.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks to my XP, Bungo Took Took is now 7 feet tall.
Lord.
I guess we should start by saying, so we gained quite a bit of points off the previous adventure. Kyle had not allotted those at the end of the last session, so he calculated that up. We got a total of 16 skill points and 12 adventure points off of that last little jaunt we made.
And use those skill points to, I bought some more skills.
Yeah, pretty much skill points can only go into adding to your skills.
Added athletics and I added scan and some other things.
Yeah, and if you didn't have a die, it was like 4 skill points. Mm-hmm. And then each one gets increased depending on what level you were already at.
Yeah, it gets more and more expensive to level up a skill the higher you try to get it. So the first level of it costs 4 points, the second costs 8, the third costs 12, the fourth costs 20, and it goes up, I think, exponentially from there.
For adventure points, we could add to either our valor or our wisdom. I chose to add a point to my wisdom, which makes my wisdom 3. So I have 3 virtues in wisdom. I already had Art of Disappearing and Mastery, and I added Small Folk, which gives me a +2 when I am parrying.
Which is pretty good for a hobbit.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Most of the things you fight are going to be larger than you.
Yeah.
Though now I suspect you're going to be attacked by a mob of angry voles.
Yes, I can only use it if I am attacking something larger than me or being attacked by something larger than me.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Tennessee fans?
Corey, what did you buy?
Ezel now has a sick car. Some with the carburetor, I don't know.
He's got a Volkswagen with tuberculosis.
So I still had a few skill points left over from the last fellowship phase. So I increased my healing to 2 and my battle to 2. And then I pocketed the rest.
Did you advance valor or wisdom, or both?
I advanced wisdom. I now have a skill called Elbereth.
Oh,
Elbereth Gifoniel?
Yeah,
that was Stuart saying it
yeah. That's
with his lock-ass jaw.
that's what I named my car. Basically, it raises my maximum hope rating, which hope is kind of the meta currency in this game, by 1. And during the adventuring phase, I can become inspired on a number of rolls equal to my wisdom rating. And what does inspired do again, Kyle?
So I believe that doubles the effect of a hope point that you spend. There's several different kind of statuses that we can undertake. Favored is what gives us basically advantage and can roll 2 feat die when taking an action. And then, of course, there are several different success effects. But yeah, inspiration, I know, doubles the effect of the hope points that you spend.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you spend a hope point on a roll, instead of just adding 1d6, you'd add 2d6.
Okay. I like that.
Austin, what do you got?
Zip spent some time focusing on his vulnerabilities this time around. So I only had 1 skill point in stealth and had fucked up a lot of our plans by trying and failing to roll stealth. So I upgraded that to 2. And then Zip had absolutely no awareness. Like, it was hovering down around Michael Scott levels. Ooh. And so I gave myself 1 point in awareness and then pocketed the rest of those skill points. I spent all my adventure points, though, and went from 2 to 3 in wisdom. So I, too, gained a virtue. And the virtue I gained was Baruch Kazad, which is the battle cry of the dwarves. The secret tongue of the dwarves is guarded as a treasure of the past, yet their battle cry is well known and feared by their chief foes. So once per combat, when I'm fighting in a forward stance, which I do every time, you can make your attack roll favored and attempt the intimidate foe combat task as a secondary action. So I don't have to just choose between the two. Not only can I be favored in my attack, but I can also go ahead and try to intimidate the foe.
Once per combat.
Yeah. That's all I need.
So that is everything with training and growth.
Oh, and we got Kenny bifocals.
There's also spiritual recovery. So since this is Yule, everyone can automatically recover all of their hope.
Okay.
Ooh, that's what I needed.
So normally during the fellowship phase, you wouldn't get it all back. You'd have to roll something or do something, right?
In a normal fellowship phase, you would get to recover points equal to your heart score.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, if the adventuring phase resulted in what can be considered a positive outcome in the fight against the shadow, all members of the company get to remove a number of shadow points.
Ooh, how much?
So that depends on the severity of how much you impeded the shadow.
Okay. Todd, how many shadow points do you have?
I have 1.
I also have 1. Austin?
I've got 8.
Oh.
So the highest category is if the player heroes have committed feats that would gain the attention of the Dark Lord himself.
Well, we gained one of the rings.
Yeah, or at least one of his major servants, then the player heroes can remove up to 3 shadow points. So I'm going to say you can remove up to 3 shadows because Sauron is always hunting for Not just the one ring, but all of the rings.
Yeah.
Sure. But we were delivering that ring to our patron,
You were.
Gilran, the pharaoh, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll let her worry about it.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to put that in my inventory. Shit.
That's how I live my life. If I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'll let her worry about my problems.
Yeah.
It's worked for us up to this point.
I'm doing great.
That's what they're there for.
Only divorced once.
Zep likes his weapon like he likes his ale. Stout and better.
I'm just going to erase that one shadow there, and boom, I am shadow free.
Austin, are you shadow free?
No, I'm not. I still have 5.
Interesting.
Now, there are steps that we can take in order to try and further remove shadow from ourselves. And Kyle, I can't remember for the life of me what they are right
You got to bleed yourself.
Well, the first step is admitting that you have a problem.
Yeah. And then prayer.
Listen, guys, I've got 2 tokens already. Let's just go back to the shadow itself. And I've already got a shadow scar, and I just need to get rid of this without taking any more hits.
So, as you winter in Bree, rooms at the Prancing Pony paid for by the dwarven treasure that you liberated from the Tomb of Durin.
Now, isn't there something, because we did gain some treasure, isn't there something where you as the lore master roll to see if we got anything fancy?
So I think I recall what you're talking about. I don't think that's specifically part of the fellowship phase. That's just something the GM does, but we can do that if you want to get a cool magic item.
Well, and just on top of that, like, what use is the treasure we gain?
Well, let me explain money to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what
Yeah.
can we possibly buy?
Friendship.
Yeah, the greatest treasure of all.
Has that ever worked for you, Corey?
Paid you guys off.
Clearly it has. He just said he's been divorced.
Sorry to say, I mean, I'm still getting my monthly Corey check.
Make,
Wait, you guys get paid for this shit?
making out like a Spotify musician.
Mine's on direct deposit.
No, I definitely would like to see if we could get a magic item.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because we did gain a fair amount of treasure. Todd and Corey, how much did y'all have?
I have 9 treasure.
I have 9.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I gained 23.
Yeah, because you rob dead people.
Listen, Corey, that's what the hustle is like, I think.
Oh,
According to what they say on those YouTube pre-roll ads.
Those people had fucking children.
So, as per the rules on page 159, once everyone in the company has received their share of the treasure, it must be determined if anything possessing exceptional qualities lies buried among the silver and gold. Okay, everybody roll 6d12 and keep
Okay.
up with your Gandalfs and your Saurons.
Okay. Okay, do we need to add these or anything?
No.
Okay.
I just Gandalfs of the Saurons are all that matter. The ones of the 12s.
Okay.
I rolled neither.
Okay, I got one of that boy Gandalf.
I got 1 Gandalf, 1 Sauron.
2 Gandalfs, 1 Sauron. Corey, roll a d6.
6.
Todd, roll a d6.
4.
Todd, roll another d6.
4.
So you guys have discovered a famous weapon or armor. That was Corey's roll. And then Todd's Bungo Took Took will have discovered 2 wondrous items. However, one of them is tainted by shadow.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
It's Yule, gifted to Zip.
Yeah, so essentially whoever takes it gains 2 shadow.
What about my magical weapon?
Well, we're going to say it was a Gandalf, so it doesn't have any shadow. Todd, roll a d6. Actually, just roll 2d6 and don't add them together.
Okay.
What's the first number?
6.
And the second?
5.
All right, Todd, do the same thing again.
Dear God.
First one,
2.
second.
2.
Todd, just for me, do that again. Just like watching that man roll.
Throw those bones one more time.
Oh, look at his hands.
I like the sound it makes when it hits the table.
Discovered a new character.
Sleazy Ronnie. Got a rolling fetish, I do.
Horny Jeff.
So, Todd, the first item of wondrous quality that you discover is a chain set with many sapphires of elvish make. And this has blessings on it. And what that means in game terms is when you're making rolls using a skill corresponding to the blessing, you get 2 die, bonus die, and it allows you to achieve a magical success. Which, do you guys remember what a magical success is?
Hell no.
That's when we roll a 616, right?
Not at all.
No.
So, a magical success. Player heroes possessing a magical talent, which, Corey, I think you have some as an elf, but... Or artifact can spend 1 point of hope before a skill roll to achieve a magical success. That is to pass their action automatically, regardless of the target number.
Oh, shit.
So, Todd, this sapphire of elvish make, or this chain set with sapphires of elvish make, applies to personality, specifically the skills of Awe and Enhearten.
Oh, right up your alley.
Well, the other item, which I believe that they gave to Zip, is a necklace.
Oh, I thought it was going to have to be a toss-up, like to see.
Well, it's of dwarven make, and it's set with a lurid green crystal. Tainted by shadow, for long as it lain in the dark places of the earth.
Yeah, but it's dwarven.
And it has
That's mine.
2 skills that it applies to. The first is battle, and the second is athletics.
Okay.
So the same as with Todd, this is a wondrous item. So you'd get 2 die when using those skills while wearing this necklace. And of course, you can also use it for magical success by just spending a hope and succeeding. Though the downside, it is tainted with shadow. And I'm going to say that since this is tainted with shadow and you're wearing it, it is shadow that can never be reduced so long as you have it in your possession.
So I've always at least got a bed of 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, probably more because we haven't exactly set how high the Ring of Durin is, but it's probably going to be
going to be fun.
probably going to be more than 2.
Well, we dropped that off.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
It's still in
No,
your
it's
possession.
still in my pocket.
Okay.
You can't have it.
Corey, ready to roll some dice for your famous weapon?
Sure.
Roll a d6.
6.
Roll a d10.
It's a 5.
Roll again.
10.
You have found the Lance of Falling Leaves. It is a
Naked droid.
It is a great spear of Numenor. It is the bane of wolves and undead, which we'll go over what that means in a moment. It has 3 qualities: fell, superior keen, and luminescence. So what bane means is, in addition to being possibly more effective against the types of creatures that they were crafted to defeat, bane weapons are destructive to elements connected to the creatures that are the object of the bane and would immediately be recognized as such by them. For example, orcs would not dare touch a blade forged for the bane of their kind, and a sword created for the destruction of giant spiders would easily cut through the thickest of their webs. So this would be, as this is the bane of wolves and undead are likely going to be terrified of it, won't get near it, and you'd have some inherent advantages against them.
Yeah, it's like in The Hobbit. It's Glamdring, the foe hammer. The orcs freak out.
Yeah.
I think baned at them.
Yeah. So fell adds 2 to the injury rating. In most respects, this is a great spear. So that's your baseline.
Okay.
So do you have a great spear?
Totally.
Okay. So what's the injury rating of your normal great spear?
16.
So this one is 18.
Injury rating beating, meaning what the enemy has to roll to avoid an injury.
Yes.
Okay.
And normally a piercing occurs on a 10 plus in combat, right? Is that correct? Am I remembering that correctly?
That's correct. But for a keen weapon, it's 9+.
Yeah. This is keen. This is superior keen, actually.
So is that even lower?
Yeah, it does a piercing blow to a result of 9+, or on a result of 10 minus the bearer's valor against a bane creature. So your valor right now is
1.
right. So so it's still 9+. If your valor increases to 2, then it's 8+ against wolves and undead.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
If your valor goes up to 3, it gets even more dangerous. It is also luminescent.
What's that do?
It's just pretty.
Okay.
No. The quality makes the weapon's blade shine with a pale, cold light when a bane creature is nearby.
Ah.
You and all members of the company succeed automatically on all rolls made to avoid being ambushed by such creatures.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that's how Sting worked.
Yeah, this is the quality on Sting, basically.
Cool.
Well, I mean, Sting employed so much tantric sex that,
Yeah. I think that's where...
Why are you the way that you are?
I mean, Trudy Stoller's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, and that is the Lance of Falling Leaves.
I'll take that, Kyle.
Okay.
Over the cursed necklace of shit.
So the rest of this treasure is just not worth anything?
Well, it's gold and jewels and coins.
Yeah, take yourself out. Have a nice time.
I mean, the higher your treasure rating that you have, the higher your quality of living.
That makes sense.
But now we're to the meat of the fellowship phase, the undertaking. Now, in a normal fellowship phase, you guys would essentially choose an undertaking for the group, and you might get one free or so, depending on your character class, basically.
Right.
That's correct. Last time we developed, I think, 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah, we did.
In Yule, everybody gets at least one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then any of your free ones.
Cool. So as it's been 2 years, we'll probably need to go over the options again. I do know of at least one that Zip's going to undertake this time just because we were super excited to get to the Yule phase so we could do it.
Well, interesting you mentioned years because there's a specific rule for Yule called the Passage of Years. This is the end of a year for your characters, so you all earn a number of bonus skill points equal to your wits rating.
Oh, God.
Fantastic.
Okay, well, I got 6 more skill points.
Yeah, I got 4 more. So that actually gives me enough points to go ahead and bump up another skill.
Okay, well, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and add one to my riddle. I don't have anything in that, and we're going into fucking Moria, so.
Yeah, I'm going to give myself one more notch in healing there so that you're not the only one we're having to rely on for that.
Thank you.
I mean, all the dwarf riddles are pretty easy. Most of them are like, what's better, axe or crap?
I don't know. Love me a good crap. I don't know.
What do you like better, axe or woman?
It depends on the day.
No, it's always axe.
Oh, I
it's
see.
always axe.
I see.
All right, so as it's Yule, each of you gets to choose an undertaking, and then the company, you're entitled to take an undertaking as a company, selecting it among those that are listed as free based on your callings, which, based on your callings, Bungo the Scholar could do Ponder, Stories, and Maps. Zip, the captain, could do Strength and Fellowship, or Ezel, the champion, could write a song. That would be one of your free options.
Okay.
Overall, the undertakings are Gather Rumors, Heal Scars, which is only a Yule option,
Yeah.
Meet Patron, Ponder Stories and Figured Maps, Raise an Heir during Yule, Recount a Story, Yule, Strength and Fellowship, Study Magical Items, Write a Song.
I mean, I think it's obvious that we need to raise an heir.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need a son.
I need a second character.
It could be a daughter.
So I think if I remember correctly, you told us the heir is essentially something we produce for if one of our characters die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I immediately glommed onto that.
Okay. So let's all make a sample.
And that undertaking requires the expenditure of 5 treasure, Austin.
Okay, I got it to spare.
Let's make a child.
Let's do it.
So in Bree, for the winter,
Bunizip. We will name him.
well, I mean, is this your group? Or no, the group has to be.
Yeah, we're all going to pitch in. Sperm. I mean, I think the best way to do this, we all give a sperm, and then so nobody knows who the father is.
Well, so Raise an Heir has to be specifically one of your specific undertakings.
Yeah.
Because the group undertaking has to be one of the free ones, and this is not one of the free ones.
Yeah, but we're friends enough that we can. You know.
No, you guys can't have this mine.
No, we're basically one entity at this point.
Yeah, we're friends.
This is mine. I'm not paying for all of us to do IVF. It's expensive, okay? This is mine.
Austin, are you going to Raise an Heir?
Yes.
All right.
But
So,
can we still all pitch in sperm? Is what I'm saying.
I don't care how you do it.
Okay,
Just for
I
fun.
The room for that is in the back.
Who is this Corey you speak of?
So you have to spend 5 treasure
Okay.
and an equal number of adventure points to add to your heir's starting previous experience reserve.
Oh, shit. Okay. What if I don't have any adventure points left?
Well, then you don't have an heir.
Oh, God damn it.
How many adventure points?
At least 5.
I will provide this. As long as the son is also mine.
I'll allow it.
Stepfather. Godfather Ezel.
The god elf. Yeah.
All right. So we'll use my treasure and your adventure points.
Yeah, to produce.
And he has Todd's eyes.
If this is the first time that this undertaking has been chosen, the player must also choose a name for the designated heir, writing it down on the character sheet.
Tangy Zip.
Well, I mean, one option is Zip Go.
The dumber they are, the more it guarantees Zip will never die.
Well, I mean, these are dumb people
Yeah.
we're talking about here, our characters.
Dwarves. Oh, right.
Well, and the dwarves, I'm kind of feeling like we should go like a Star Wars holiday special kind of way and make his name like Floppy.
I wrote down Chip.
How about Gummo?
All right. So, does anybody else know what their undertaking is going to be? We've already got Austin's. It's raising his troglodyte.
Ezel's going to gather rumors. And Ezel wants to gather rumors for no reason about Moria.
Understood. So this undertaking, you receive a rumor from the lore master. You guys winter in Bree. You rent a room long-term in the Prancing Pony. You spend your days in the common room, drinking and smoking and eating.
Who's watching the fucking kid?
The bearded dwarf mother from the Blue Hills.
Oh, wonderful.
She's a stay-at-home mom.
Kelly
Ruxpin.
Well, Ezel, you clearly don't understand how dwarf babies are made. Do you remember when the Urukai were being birthed out of like tree goo and stuff like that?
No.
It's the same thing as dwarves, except it's gravel.
That's gross and weird. Thank you.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
The rumor you hear is that Gandalf the Grey has been sighted on the road from Tharbad, but he disappeared into the wilderness east of the road, just as winter was setting in.
Now, just for context, this is pre-Hobbit and pre-Lord of the Rings, correct?
This is not pre-Hobbit.
But it is pre-Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, this takes place between the Hobbit and the Fellowship of the Ring.
Gotcha.
The one Tolkien did not bother to write about.
Yeah. So that is the rumor you pick up. Todd, do you have a undertaking for Bungo?
Gonna do the maps thing.
Yeah. Essentially, Bungo spends the undertaking, or the winter, visiting various houses in Bree, going through old books and the few maps that are found there.
I just picture Bungo not knocking, just walking in. Bungo!
Hey, gents. Here to have a look at your maps?
Got any more cheese?
Can you direct me to the maps, please? And do you have any potatoes?
The first few houses react with alarm, but eventually the village comes to accept this strange behavior.
The word gets around.
Yeah, this is like the period where John and Yoko got on heroin.
Yeah. So until the next fellowship phase, apply a modifier of +1 to all feat die rolls made to determine the nature of events during the event resolution step of a journey.
Does it have to be Bungo's rolls for that?
No, it's all.
Awesome. Well done. Good call, Todd.
So that is all of your individual undertakings during this long winter, but you have still one as a company that you can choose.
Okay.
But it's got to be one of the free ones. So
I want another child.
it's not one of those.
What?
You can, at this point, you can write a
Flippy
song.
needs a friend.
You can write a song
Okay.
or strengthen your fellowship.
Can we get a dog?
Oh, God.
If you want to strengthen your fellowship by getting a dog, yes.
Is that an option, really?
It is now.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, we want a dog.
You adopt one of the strays from the streets of Bree.
Okay.
He's mangy, covered in lice, but you solve that with a few warm baths.
Him so precious. I name thee, dog, El Repo, which is Elvish for Operly.
He's a good boy.
And it's Operly backwards.
Your fellowship rating is increased by 1 until the next fellowship phase.
And what does fellowship rating do again, Cole?
So it's been a while since we played this, but if you recall,
No.
during the adventuring phase, player heroes can spend points of fellowship to recover points of hope when resting.
Oh, cool.
So as winter is wrapping up in Bree, the last snows are falling. You know spring will break soon. But it's still quite cold, and on one day in the Prancing Pony, when no other patrons are about, roaring fire, then the hearth, you have warm beer, toasty socks, and presents that you've prepared for one another. And if you can't come up with something immediately, you're out of the group.
No, shit.
Tom Bombadil is there for no reason.
Hey, guys, let's jump this motherfucker.
Fucking hate this guy.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
Oh, no.
Of course, Tom Bombadil's an old-timey prospector.
My entry here is going to be inexplicable and never explained.
That's fine.
It will make no sense. I will contribute nothing to the narrative,
Yeah, that's fine.
and I shall provide no answers.
You may cease speaking,
But
Thomas.
You
Yes.
can kiss me on the lips.
Ah,
Let's sick the dog on him.
Oh, yes, please.
Or the child.
Yeah, he's ready. He's got his little Fisher-Price Matic.
So each of you has gotten a present for the others. You guys are sitting around. No one else is in the inn. It's late in the night. There's brandy, cognac, triple sec.
Of course.
Todd, what did you get?
Body shots.
Well, I want you fellas to know I appreciate our friendship, and during this glorious Yule tide, I got you both a gift. I got you each a potato and a coupon for a free back rub.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Bungo.
Who's the back rub from?
It's from me.
Oh,
Although you'll have to provide the stool so that I can reach the back.
I would rather not give you stool. Well, recently, as you know, Bungo has been helping me with something I've been lacking, which is a bit of levity. Bungo has
yes.
encouraged me to make more joking funds. So I've been workshopping these jokes. Bungo, my gift to you is a joke, my friend.
Oh, can't wait.
Your mama so old. She sadly passed away in her sleep last night. I'm sorry.
He didn't know how else to tell you.
It's a joke. Bungo has explained this to me.
Yes, of course. Well, your mama is so cross-eyed, she dropped one ring and picked up two.
Zip,
yeah.
I too have a joke for you, my
I
friend.
love them.
Yes, his one's also funny.
Hit me with it. I love getting roasted.
Zip, your mama so poor.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad, really, because she worked 3 jobs to raise you and your brothers, and life still sucked for you. I'm so sorry.
I think that's hilarious.
That's a good one.
I never knew my mom.
Yeah, so you're right, Bungo Took Took. I feel much better about myself. Hey, my family was rich. Never had a problem till I met you guys, really. But now we have a dog.
And Zip got presents for his 2 friends. Bungo's is a T-shirt. It says Uncle Took Took. Yeah, this is actually from Chip. It's not from me. It's from Chip. You know how new parents are.
I don't believe you.
There's just a baby dwarf in the corner in a little crib, and it's mostly beard. You just see little hands coming out.
It looks
of the
like
hair.
Cousin It.
It has no clothes on because Zip spent all the money on this fucking T-shirt. All the baby starves and
Spent all the
shivers.
money on the printing press for
He
it.
had to commission a screen printing invention.
And an inventor.
Ezel also gets a T-shirt. His just says Uncle Elf.
Well, I'm technically the boy's father as well. I gave you 5 adventure points, if you remember.
Yeah, but that makes you like Godfather territory.
I could take that child from you right now.
All right, well, Merry Christmas, you guys.
I will have this child. Shit.
Yes, dead season's greetings and happy Yuletide and whatnot.
Yes, it's been a wonderful time adventuring with you fellows, and I don't miss my elf family whatsoever and the riches and life of luxury I live at home. Fuck. Why am I out here?
Do you want some of my treasure? I don't really have a use for it.
It stinks.
You drink long into the night.
Oh yeah.
You don't go to your rooms. You just sleep in the common room, on the table, or the floor.
The baby's just
Fine.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure.
It's the Middle Ages.
Life expectancy of 4. Back then.
It's a dwarf baby.
This isn't the Middle Ages.
Sure.
So much longer.
Yeah. Well, dwarf babies,
Read a book.
they only poop once every 7 days or so.
Oh,
Ah.
much like pythons.
Yep. You are awakened by the door to the inn slamming open, a traveler coming in covered in snow and ice. The traveler comes, starts warming themselves by fire, taking off cloak and hood, and it is Gilrayan the Fair, your patron.
Ah, Gilrayan, it's so good to see you.
Hello.
Do you have it? She looks at you.
Yes, the dog is right here.
No,
Yes.
the ring.
Look at him. He's so pretty.
You have the ring?
I mean, I have it. We didn't know that's what you wanted.
Zip, give him the ring.
What? Why?
Zip, give him the ring, or I'll take my new spear.
It's pretty.
No, you will take the ring.
Oh, you mean it?
No, to Gandalf the Grey.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we gotta take it to Gandalf?
But he last disappeared on the road to Tharbad.
You're keeping abreast of events. Yes, he went east. You'll meet him in the shadow of Moria.
You mean like the place they call the Trailer Park of the Dwarves?
Yes, the Trailer Park of the Dwarves.
Shit.
Dwarven New Orleans.
Hey, Gilrayan, can you hold this? And he just hands the baby to her.
Yes. I will train it in the way of the Rangers of the North.
Excellent.
If you need a pack animal, there's an ox outside with gastrointestinal difficulties.
Yeah, I see.
But the first spring thaws, you must move. The enemy will be here soon if they are not already on the way.
Oh, cool. Well, it's only January. We got time. That's
yes.
saying the child will be 13 by then.
So who is it that's looking for the ring?
It's actually the ex-members of Duran Duran. They broke up.
Goddamn Simon Le Bon.
It's the shadow in the east, Zip.
Oh, it's coming for us. Okay. Well, yeah, we better hit the road, fellas.
Or we could just walk on it.
Good luck.
Gilrayan, my lady, thank you again for everything. If you have any wisdom to give us on our quest, we will once again leave your presence and make you proud. And I don't know why I'm here, but
Well, somehow the three of you have completed 2 missions thus far for me and actually done pretty okay. And I'm as surprised as anyone.
no, thank you.
The first mission was a bet. And I lost some money, but it's all right because you helped people.
We will find Gandalf, and we will deliver the ring to him.
Yes, I'm quite looking forward to another adventure wenchy doing the walkies and singing the songs and being the friends. And it's just a splendid time is guaranteed for all.
I don't know how to follow that up. Good luck.
Away we go, Gilrayan. By the way, your mama's so diabetic, she sadly had to have a foot removed. Twaha!
Well done.
You should end every joke with disappearing into the shadows.
Throws a smoke pellet, just... But of course, that is set up for our adventures into Moria, which we will undertake next week.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very atypical, like, main feed episode. This definitely felt like a Patreon episode.
It did.
It did. It's ironic that it came right after the adventure where we spent an entire episode nearly bullshitting in a bathroom before we actually started the game.
Right. And maybe we should have said this at the beginning. If this is your first episode of Bastard Quest, don't.
No.
But if you made it this far, I would really recommend going back and listening to the original One Ring episodes we did. I think that'll help a lot more. We're going to explain the rules a lot more as we go along with this game, but I feel like the original episodes we did are a really good intro if you're finding us looking to learn more about the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not only a good intro to us as people on the show, but it's a good intro to the game because I haven't heard of a lot of people playing this yet.
Yeah, the first arc we talk a lot about the rules, and it's only 2 or 3 episodes. It's not a huge time commitment.
Yeah. Now, we gave gifts to each other, and it's way too late to be shopping for gifts at this point, but if you're looking for gifts, especially for people that like dice.
NorseFoundry.com. You know what they have? They have dice. And merch.
What? Are you fucking serious?
No, seriously, yes.
Man, we should have talked about them way before Christmas.
Hey, man, is that NorseFoundry.com? Yes, it is. NorseFoundry.com. They have all of the dice you could possibly want in all manner of shapes, sizes, colors, and materials, plus other merch that is just fucking amazing. And when you check out, make sure you enter the promo code CHAM, that's CHAM, CHAM, for the 10% Bastard Quest discount off of your order at NorseFoundry.com. And also, thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
It's a beautiful bar. Found a baby the other day in the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're looking for an heir, their bathroom is often full of unattended children.
Well, I mean, they're in like one of those claw machines.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes some work to get good at those machines.
Right.
But still, when it comes out, it's a couple bucks for a kid. It's a good deal.
Just go for one of the ones that hasn't been scraped a lot.
Yeah. Nobody wants those.
Ugh.
And as always, thanks to all of you for listening. Thanks to our patrons for their engagement and their dollars. Thanks to those of you who have left us reviews or engaged with us on social media.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Everybody have a cool Yule. See what I did there?
And a happy new year.
You'll lose your mind for the stuff we got coming in 2025.
Yeah.
That's good, Corey.
No.
Thank you for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.